So this is a quick overview of doing an outline for our literature review. And so we want to keep in mind that this particular literature review is going to be part of your dissertation. And so it's actually going to be chapter 2 in your dissertation. And so the first heading will then be the review of literature. And in this example, I'm using 3 levels of headings. And so you would do your first question stem, your second question stem, your third, and you may have subheadings underneath. And so in this example, there are 3 levels of subheadings, and you're going to have at least 3. You may possibly have more, but just keep in mind that you're probably going to have at least 3 subheadings. Okay, so one thing to keep in mind is just like in a regular outline, you can't have an A without a B. And so if you have a subheading 1 under a particular heading, you have to have a subheading 2, and you can have 3 or 4, but just remember that you have to have more than one subheading. You can't just have the next subheading. Also keep in mind that you'll have text between all of these things. You will never have one heading on top of another heading. And let's see what this would actually look like, because I just have this listed as question stems and subheadings. And so this example is based very loosely on my dissertation. So my first heading, heading 1, would be Chapter 2, Review of Literature. And then you would have your introduction here. And as a reminder, you would type the introduction here. You don't need a heading that says introduction. It is assumed that the beginning part of the text is introduction. Okay, and so then my second level of headings, I have the 21st century learning environment, and then the physical environment and the teaching and learning environment. And then another heading, the current state of technology integration in K-12 schools, and then several subheadings under it, the rationale for professional development for technology integration, and then benefits and barriers of technology integration. So you would have your 4 question stems that we developed the very first week of class in here, and then hopefully you will start to know the subheadings that go underneath these, because those are going to become evident as you've been reading through the literature and making notes on your annotated bibliography. And then at the end you will have a conclusion. Some people call it chapter summary. It's just a matter of preference. You and your advisor can talk about, the terminology you want to use. But conclusion, you might have implications. And so what does all of this mean? What do these things, say together as one piece? Were there any gaps you identified? And then a little discussion or recommendations for future research, and that's where you could kind of introduce the research that you're going to do. But again, all of this is based on the readings that you've been compiling, and then you'll start with an introduction, but the introduction doesn't need a heading, and then you'll have text in between each of these. So keep in mind that there's going to be some text, and the regular text is not bold. So some text will be typed here, and so forth throughout your outline once you start filling it in with the information from your annotated bibliographies. But anyway, I hope this kind of helps you see what it's going to look like. So what you actually turn into me will look very similar to this. This is all I'm looking for your outline. Notice there are no big A's, Roman numerals, A's, B's, and C's, 1, 2's, 3's. There's none of that in the outline, because this is actually what your headings are going to look like in your lit review, and you're going to actually start typing and using this for your first draft. And so we want to keep it in APA style. One other quick note is this is in Times New Roman 12-point font. Yours should be as well. That's the acceptable font size and style in APA. So anyway, good luck.